Gary V calls Pablo a genius in his reaction to his The Middle concert.
What if I told you one of the most respected legends in Philippine music just watched Pablo's The Middle concert and walked away calling him a genius? Now, that's not the kind of compliment that gets thrown around every day. This wasn't a casual great job or amazing performance. Gary Valenciano, an artist whose opinion has carried weight for decades, shared not one, but two heartfelt messages praising Pablo. And what stood out wasn't just the word genius. It was why he chose to say it. Today, we're breaking down Gary V's emotional reaction, why it matters for Pablo, what it says about SB19's journey, and why this moment could become one of the biggest validations of Pablo's career so far. Stay with me because the final point might completely change how you see Pablo's growth as an artist. Section 1. Why Gary V's opinion matters. Before we dive into his message, let's understand why fans reacted so strongly. Gary V isn't just another celebrity. He's one of the most respected performers in the Philippines. A singer, songwriter, producer, and entertainer whose career has inspired generations of artists. So when someone with that level of experience publicly praises a younger artist, people naturally pay attention. Not because Gary V decides who's talented, but because someone who has spent decades creating music understands what genuine artistry looks like. That's why his words carried so much weight. Section 2. The message that got everyone talking. After watching the Middle concert, Gary V shared an emotional message that immediately caught fans' attention. He wrote that Pablo poured his heart and soul into a stage that intimately connected him with his audience. Think about that for a second. Notice what Gary V focused on. He didn't start by talking about expensive production. He didn't praise flashy choreography. He didn't mention ticket sales. Instead, he talked about connection. That's something every great performer strives for. According to Gary V, Pablo's authenticity was palpable. In other words, you could actually feel it. That kind of compliment goes beyond technical skill. It speaks to something much deeper. Authenticity cannot be manufactured. Audiences know when an artist is pretending, and they also know when someone is standing on stage completely vulnerable. Gary V believed Pablo did exactly that. Section 3. Thank you for being bold. Perhaps the most powerful part of Gary V's message came when he thanked Pablo for being bold. He said the music industry can often be insensitive and cold. That sentence resonated with many fans, because pursuing originality isn't always easy. Artists constantly face criticism. They're compared to others. They're expected to fit into trends. Sometimes they're even discouraged from taking risks. Yet Pablo has consistently chosen to create music that reflects who he is rather than simply following what's popular. Whether people agree with every creative decision or not, one thing is becoming harder to deny. He's willing to take risks. And according to Gary V, that's exactly what inspired him. Sometimes courage isn't about being fearless. Sometimes courage is simply continuing despite knowing people may misunderstand your work. Section 4. The comment that shocked fans. Then came Gary V's second message. And this one might have surprised fans even more. He thanked Pablo for allowing everyone to know him better. Then he made an incredible statement. He said having all those originals proves Pablo is indeed a genius. That's a remarkable compliment. Notice, he wasn't saying Pablo is a genius because he can dance. Not because he can sing. Not because SB19 is successful. He connected genius with creativity, with songwriting, with originality. That distinction matters. Creating original music that connects emotionally with people is one of the hardest things an artist can do. And Gary V recognized exactly that. Section 5. More than just one concert. What's fascinating is that Gary V also mentioned there was one song he didn't expect Pablo to perform. Yet after seeing it, his reaction was simply, wow. That tells us something important. Even experienced artists can still be surprised. Even legends can still become fans. That's the beauty of live performance. Sometimes a stage becomes more than entertainment. It becomes storytelling. It becomes vulnerability. It becomes healing. Many fans who attended the Middle concert have shared similar emotions. Not because every song was perfect, but because they felt like Pablo was sharing pieces of himself. And perhaps that's exactly what Gary Vee recognized. Section 6. You were in the center of God's master plan. One line stood out more than any other. Gary Vee told Pablo, "You were not just in the middle, but you were also in the center of God's master plan." Whether you're religious or not, you can understand why that sentence touched so many people. It wasn't simply encouragement. It was a statement of belief. Gary Vee wasn't just congratulating Pablo. He was telling him that his journey has purpose. For artists who spend years facing rejection, criticism, and uncertainty, hearing words like that from someone you admire can mean everything. Sometimes success isn't measured by charts. Sometimes success is earning the respect of people who paved the way before you. And Pablo seems to be doing exactly that. Section 7. Why this matters for SB19. Although Gary Vee's posts focused on Pablo, this moment also reflects positively on SB19. One member's artistic growth strengthens the group's reputation. Fans have watched each member develop unique identities while continuing to support one another. Pablo's songwriting has become one of SB19's defining strengths. His willingness to experiment has helped shape the group's sound over the years. Recognition from respected industry figures reinforces that hard work. It reminds everyone that SB19 isn't only building a fan base. They're also earning respect from fellow musicians. And sometimes, industry respect lasts much longer than temporary hype. Section 8. The bigger picture. One thing I find interesting is how Gary Vee never focused on numbers. He didn't mention streaming records. He didn't talk about sold-out shows. He didn't discuss awards. Instead, he talked about authenticity, originality, boldness, connection. Maybe that's the lesson every artist can learn from this moment. Because years from now, people may forget streaming statistics, but they'll remember how an artist made them feel. That's exactly what Gary Vee was talking about. Gary Vee's praise wasn't just another celebrity endorsement. It was recognition from someone who understands what it takes to survive and thrive in the music industry. Calling Pablo a genius wasn't about perfection. It was about courage, creativity, authenticity, and the willingness to share one's heart through music. Whether you followed Pablo since the beginning or only recently discovered his work, moments like these remind us why genuine artistry continues to resonate across generations. If legends are noticing, probably means something special is happening. And perhaps this is only the beginning. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Gary Vee perfectly captured what makes Pablo special? Or is there another quality that deserves even more recognition? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read as many as I can. And if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more stories about SB19, Pablo, and the biggest moments in PPop, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.